What's up, guys? Back out another video. Today we're talking about one of my favorite fighters, one of the fighters that got me into mixed martial arts, got me into watching the UFC, and that's Conor McGregor. And the reason why I'm bringing him up is because the word on the street is, keeping my ears to the streets, is that Conor McGregor is going to be fighting at International Fight Week in July. I know there's a lot of rumors that he was going to be slated to fight at the UFC White House card against Chandler. Obviously, the UFC has scratched that and replaced that with Pereira and Cyril Gane and Ilya versus Gaethje. But guys, Conor McGregor, this is looking legitimate that he's going to be coming back to fight after 5 years, man. 5 years since he snapped his foot in half, and will be coming back to fight some high level contender. I'm assuming at welterweight. I know it's not going to be Chandler, so I'm very curious to see who they will match Conor McGregor up at welterweight. I don't know, man. I know people were rumoring about Carlos Prats, maybe Nate Diaz at 170, but Nate Diaz is fighting now at his MVP MMA match in May. Man, I don't know. This would be very interesting, but I think either way, it doesn't even matter, guys, who Conor McGregor is fighting. The fact that Conor McGregor is going to make that walk again, if that really does happen, it's going to be huge for the UFC. It's going to be huge for every single UFC fan and for the UFC in general and for Paramount, because he's going to pull record numbers. I mean, there has not been anyone who has pulled the numbers that Conor McGregor has pulled since being in the UFC. There hasn't been another fighter who's pulled those numbers. I mean, I don't think people really realize just how popular Conor McGregor is and how much pull he has, even 5 years removed from the game, 5 years removed from the sport. So I know the last time, I don't want to get my hopes up, because the last time he was scheduled and booked to fight Chandler, and then that one fell through a few weeks before, and then the whole thing got completely switched up. I do question, if Conor does come back, what is the Conor that we see? What is he capable of? Is he still going to have that mindset where he's going to be willing to hurt somebody, willing to dig deep, willing to push? What is that desire to win? What does that will to win look like? Because this isn't golf. This isn't football. This isn't soccer. I mean, this is mano a mano, as real as it gets. You guys know the UFC slogan, as real as it gets. You got to fight this dude, and that cage door's closed, and it's either you or him. You can't fake that. When that cage door is closed, you have to be willing to kill. You have to be ready to go. You have to want it more than that guy standing across from you. And I think for Conor McGregor, he has to find it deep in his soul what his reason for fighting is. Is it just for the love of the game? Okay, you can come back and fight for the love of the game. But if you're fighting for the love of the game and someone else is fighting for, I really need this paycheck, or I might not even, make it in life, or I might not even have food for my kids, or be able to fight these medical bills I need to pay, or like, if you find someone like that, man, you're probably gonna lose, man. Because as much as fighting, we say is a sport, it's very serious. There's very serious consequences in that octagon, and so you need to be prepared for them, and you need to be ready and willing and able to fight, and fight to the best of your ability, and have a reason and a why as to why you're fighting. So either way, though, I'm excited to see if this follows through and Conor McGregor comes back. I'll be super excited to see that. Obviously, one of my favorite fighters. Big cash cow for the UFC. All kinds of sponsorship deals will be coming in. The Las Vegas will be buzzing. Sports media channels will be buzzing because it's Conor McGregor. And I think if he wins, this is huge for the UFC. Because I do believe if Conor McGregor goes out there and he gets a win, he will fight again. But if he goes out there and he loses, especially in terrible fashion or in a violent way, we will never see him again. Guaranteed. With that being said, make sure you guys like, comment, share, and subscribe. Back in tomorrow with another video. Let's go.